Tony, you used Justin at both the 3 and the 4 today. I assume that was the plan coming in, and what did you think of his play?
Yeah, I thought he was solid. This was a game that required us to, I think, play 4 guards. There'll be games like that. There'll be other games where we'll have to use more of our size and be along the lane. You'd say, well, you had a size advantage. Couldn't you have exploited that if you would have gone big? And I just didn't feel we were able to exploit it the way we needed to offensively. And then on the defensive end, I felt like it was important that we could match because they really spread the floor, though obviously they did not shoot it well. But I thought that flexibility of, at times playing Justin at the 4 and going with 4 guards and getting more ball handling on the floor and opening the floor for some penetration and kicks helped us. We only had 2 turnovers in the second half. I think 2 and 10 for the game, and that was a stat we talked about trying to be more secure with the basketball and lower the turnovers.
You obviously tightened up the bench a little bit, played fewer guys, the big minutes. What was behind that decision?
Yeah, it was not. I didn't come in saying we're only going to play, these guys. I wanted to look at the 4-guard lineup, knowing Northern Iowa's personnel, and I think the game dictated that. It really did, and that's when we got. I'm pretty sure that was the group that got us our lead. By 10, we went 4 guards, and that's why I started that way. And I thought they had to come out and guard us. They play a really, really packed-in defense, and they were switching a little bit, and I just thought, we're going to have to dent it a little bit off the dribble. We weren't able to just throw it in and go to work. We had some trouble early, and then I thought some guys got rolling, and we matched up better defensively with their perimeter guys.
Tony, this was Darion's first start of the season. Did he give you what you were looking for?
Yeah, he did. I decided to go with that starting lineup. We kind of practiced that way the last 3 days. I said, I'm going to go with our experienced guys. Akil and Darion, I've been in the system defensively. Akil can guard. At times he can stretch out and guard a 4 that's a kind of a guard type. And I really wanted to go with that. And even the perimeter guys, that's our most experienced team. And, they were okay, but I thought as the game wore on, we got to get four guards out there and play that way. And we did that last year with Justin successfully at times at the 4, so it wasn't a stretch for us.
You didn't start the game with 4 guards.
No, the second half we started with 4 guards. We started. London came off the bench.
All right, talk about the first half. What did you think of the first half? And when you came in.
Well, we were rusty. I thought in stretches we defended well. We got some decent looks, but again, you have to just say, all right, was it a quality look? And I kept saying, if you'll work to get a quality look, you got to keep taking them, and eventually they're going to fall. As long as you've rotated the basketball and gotten good stuff. Early though, some of the turnovers, maybe some of the forces, we looked really disconnected, and that's where I said, we're not getting a lot with our traditional size lineup. That's where we need a little more ball movement, dribbling, and shooting. And even though the shooting wasn't there, I thought it helped us move it. But it wasn't I know it wasn't pretty for a while. It was low scoring. We had a little spurt there, and I thought the second half we played better on both ends. Well, yeah, I'd say both ends of the floor we did. What were your thoughts, Doug, of the first half?
Just to clarify, Coach. Wow. Just to clarify, were you planning to start Malcolm? Because I noticed that London had some issue with his hand. I didn't know if that was.
No, that was the plan, just to go with the experience and bring London off. And obviously, you look at it. He played 33 minutes. London did, and again, it's what the game requires. Because there will be games when it's, Mike and Anthony, and we need some of that. But this wasn't the game, and obviously the guys played well enough to give us a win.
Tony, are you going to be more inclined to maybe go quicker to 4 guards, start a game at 4 guards, and try to get more going to the hoop as opposed to settling for 3-pointers, which you're not shooting well anyway?
We played 4 guards and shot 26 threes, so I wouldn't know if we went to the hoop anymore with our 4-guard lineup. We probably shot more. But I think that it's what the game dictates and the team you're playing. And it's a lot of it defensively. I always say that. How do we match up with that 4? Their 4-man is an interesting matchup because for Anthony, for Akil can do it, but after that, that's probably our only guy that could do it. So that is important for us, who that 4 is. And it does offensively do some things for you, but I know, and I think you guys know, there's going to be times we're going to have traditional guys on the glass banging and doing things like that. So I think that's just the team still evolving and kind of reacting to what the game is demanding, and I think that's what you'll see it. We got some games coming up against different sizes, different size teams where we'll have to be probably bigger out there.
Hey, Tony over here. Still scratching your head with this free throw shooting?
Yeah, it's 10 of 18, and then, Joe made his last 2. Let's just leave it at that. That was good. So I'll rest well with that. He's worked a little bit on his balance, but, that's important, Whitey, the ability to knock down free throws. We shot a lot over the break, and we just got to keep putting them in those spots and go from there. The air balls, I can't quite explain those. So that's Keel's had a couple of those, and he'll hopefully iron that out.
What's the effect, particularly in a game like this where the points aren't coming easily, when a guy like Justin hustles back on defense, blocks a shot, starts a fast break that ends with points?
Yeah, he came out and he said, "You didn't think that was going to get through, did you? That pass he threw," and I just ignored him. I didn't even said it went through. It's one of those, if it goes through, I won't say anything. If it does, there'll be trouble. But that was a big play because they were quick. But Northern Iowa's been playing better basketball when they inserted. They're going with the 2-point guard attack with Wash, Pun, and Mitchell, and so. And they spread you out, so you got to have maybe your defense breaks down a little bit, but when you have Darion back there, 5 blocks, even Justin as a 4, that cleans up some things that mistakes you make, and that's huge. And then when those turn into a transition bucket, that was very timely for us. So those were some athletic, acrobatic blocks that we certainly capitalized on, and I think both of those guys are probably the best we have, our 2 best guys, their timing and their ability. Justin usually gets guys from behind, but Darion, he's so quick off the floor that it made those guys think. And we didn't trap the post. I don't know if you noticed that. We usually go after it, but we decided to just play it to match up.
Whitey noticed that you didn't trap the post. Would it be correct to say Justin moved into the starting lineup mostly for defensive purposes?
No, I think he's been playing well. You did a good job at Green Bay in that game. And I think we have a group. We really do. I could make a case for starting 8 or 9 of those guys at different times. You look at Anthony's shooting 66%, our second or third leading scorer, But I wanted Akil and DA from a defensive standpoint, and I thought from a scoring standpoint, Justin, Malcolm, and Joe are our most complete guys, and I thought if we're going to go with those 2 guys defensively, DA and Akil, then I want to see if we can have some completeness in those perimeter guys. So it both end. It really was. Green Bay, I wasn't. I was against Wisconsin. Green Bay, I thought offensively we were pretty good, but defensively we had some trouble. And, those guys have a little more experience, and they should. If you're in the system and with their length and size, they can jam up the lane a little more and get to shooters.
Coach back here. Kind of previewing Monday night, the quick turnaround. Norfolk gave you guys a game in the
Absolutely.
NIT last year. What kind of challenge is that game going to be?
Yeah, they're good. They're I think they're 8-3 unless they've played a game, or 9-3, 8-4. Okay, we've scheduled. You come off of exam break, like, why are you playing Northern Iowa? Norfolk State's having a good year, but it's important for us. You have to be ready. College basketball is showing that, and we have great respect for Norfolk State, how they play. They'll have quickness. I know they're mixing up, but they're off to a good start. Quick turnaround. We got to be ready. Then we'll have 3 days off. Then we're at Tennessee, and then we're into it. So there's no more games. Not that we had any on our schedule. I don't want to say that, but you understand what I'm saying. You're going to have to show up and produce, or you'll be in trouble. And college basketball is showing that, and certainly we know that with Norfolk State and Northern Iowa.